Here at Hillside Tire and Service in Sandy, I got to see for myself.
Boy, that took no time at all.
Stealing a catalytic converter does not take much, and it does not take long.
You can cut through these pieces of pipe in about a minute or so.
Alas, that is a fact known all too well by Marla Love.
It's been a huge hassle.
Well, hassle may not be a strong enough word for the loss after loss after loss that the Arte Primero studio in Sugar House has had to take. Love is the director here and says thieves have swiped 10 catalytic converters over the past 2 years.
They're sawing away at the catalytic converter, taking it out, but in the process, they're damaging the vans.
Insurance has helped, but Love says she's had to shell out thousands to fix the 3 vandalized vans that are needed to transport kids to after-school programs and summer camps.
So now we're asking our own families to park the vans in their driveways because they're safer in driveways than they are in an open parking lot.
To say that there's been an uptick in catalytic converter thefts really undersells the crime. It's been a huge, monstrous tick. In 2019, victims reported 100 cat thefts in Utah. By 2020, that number grew by more than 600%. And then in 2021, more than doubled that haul with 1,361 thefts reported. Crooks steal them, then sell them at recycle yards for a couple of $100s or more. So, for Love and the thousands of other Utah victims, the KSL investigators decided to see if there's anything that can be done to thwart the thieves. Which brings us back to Hillside Tire. Manager Chris Pappas was eager to help us test some of these new products that promise to make it much harder for cat thieves. We started with this, a fairly inexpensive and universal product called a catalytic converter alarm. We bought it off eBay for $30, and the setup was pretty straightforward.
Remove the plastic strip from the back of the pad.
It clamps onto your car's exhaust. You then use a fob to activate the motion-based alarm so that if something jostles your parked car, it shrieks. And it really shrieks.
What do you think? Would that be enough to deter a thief, do you think? Make him run away?
Yes.
Sure, it may be enough to send a KSL consumer investigator running for the hills, but Chris believes it'd be easy enough for a pro to dismantle and tougher for owners to remember to arm, disarm, and replace the batteries and such. So we moved on.
That's some big cable.
Next, the cat clamp. It wraps a 5/16-inch thick stainless steel cable around your catalytic converter several times, effectively caging it to your car's frame. Now, this cable is not cut-proof. It took us about 24 seconds to slice through it with a worn blade. But because the thief would have to cut through that same cable at least 4 times, maybe more, and still have to cut out the exhaust pipe twice while they're under the car, it would likely send them looking for an easier target.
And then to have to deal with the extra bulk of the clamps.
If you're a thief, it's maybe sending you onto the next car.
Correct.
We paid $210 for the cat clamp. One downside, Chris believes that most car owners are going to be a little out of their comfort zones installing this one on their own. They may need some help from the shop. Next up, the cat strap.
This one looks like muffler tape.
But make no mistake, there is more to this $130 device than Dayglow Orange.
It does make the catalytic converter more attractive, doesn't it?
It's an eye catcher if you're a thief sliding under the car.
That orange sheath shields 3 stainless steel cables. It attaches around the catalytic converter and to the surrounding exhaust system using cables and clamps. It turns out that sheath is no pushover. It took us 54 seconds to cut it apart as it chewed the saw blade down to nearly a butter knife. The 3 cables inside also refused to stay still long enough for Chris to get a good grip.
This one has deterred me as a thief. Even with proper tools, this one is very difficult, if not almost impossible to cut through.
Chris also believes the cat strap is a much easier install for most car people. But whether you go for the strap, the clamp, or the $30 alarm, something may be better than nothing when a thief starts eyeing your car's catalytic converter.